Hola amigos, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well everyone, it's time to take another trip to Mexico on my show, and I know it's a little late this year, but the movie I'll be blogging today focuses on La Dia de los Muertos, aka the Day of the Dead. Speaking of which, so far it's been 3 years since I talked about this holiday while I was blogging the Book of Life. Plus, La Dia de los Muertos did have a little appearance in the Halloween tree, which I blogged last month. Also, you may remember as I was blogging this movie, I mentioned that Pixar will be bringing their own La Dia de los Muertos movie to the big screen. Well folks, that's what we're going to look at today. But the question is this: is this movie a misfire, or is it a complete masterpiece? Well, let's find out. Released on November 22nd, 2017, the movie is Coco. Now let's get this party started. Despite his family's generations-old ban on music, young Miguel dreams of becoming an accomplished musician, just like his idol, Ernesto de la Cruz. Desperate to prove his talent, Miguel finds himself in the stunning and colorful Land of the Dead. After meeting a charming trickster named Hector, the two new friends embark on an extraordinary journey to unlock the real story behind Miguel's family history. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, this has got to be the best animated movie of 2017. Or heck, even the best movie that Pixar has ever made yet. But to further explain why I love this movie, let's move on to Mustang notes. Lee Unkrich first pitched the idea for the movie in 2010, when Toy Story 3, which he also directed, was released. The Pixar team made several trips to Mexico to help define the characters and story of Coco. Unkrich said, "I'd seen it portrayed in folk art. It was something about the juxtaposition of skeletons with bright festive colors that captured my imagination. It has led me down a winding path of discovery, and the more I learn about La Dia de los Muertos, the more it affects me deeply. The team found it difficult working with skeletal creatures, and they lacked any musical system, and as such, it was discovered that they had to be animated differently from their human counterparts." On April 13, 2016, Unkrich announced that they had begun the animation. The film's writer, Adrian Molina, was promoted to co-direct the movie in 2016. Disney made a request to trademark the phrase Dia de los Muertos for various merchandising applications. This was met with criticism from the Mexican-American community in the United States. One of them was Lalo Alcaraz, a Mexican-American cartoonist who drew a film poster titled Muerto Mouse, depicting a skeletal Godzilla-sized Mickey Mouse with the byline, "It's coming to trademark your cultura." More than 20,000 people signed a petition on change.org stating that the trademark was cultural appropriation and exploitation at its worst. A week later, Disney canceled its attempt, with the official statement saying that the trademark filling was intended to protect any title of their film and related activities. It has since been determined that the title of the film will change, and therefore they were withdrawing their trademark filling. In 2015, Pixar hired Alcaraz to consult on the movie, joining playwright Octavio Solis and former CEO of the Mexican Heritage Corp, Marcela Davidson Aviles, to form a cultural consultant group. On March 31st, 2017, comedian Conan O'Brien jokingly criticized Disney on his talk show Conan for naming the movie and trademarking the name Coco, despite the fact that the name Coco is associated with his show, including its official website, and demanded that Disney change the film's name. Now, what are my thoughts on the animation? Well, the animation is awesome. I mean, it's Pixar after all. In my opinion, the way they captured Mexico is really spot on. Plus, the way they created the Land of the Dead is very creative. Plus, the gate between the Land of the Living and the Land of the Dead almost reminds me of the gates that you'd usually go through between different countries or even theme park gates. Plus, I've noticed that there were dragons in the Land of the Dead, which of course does make sense because in Mexico, dragons are worshipped as gods and are sometimes responsible for the weather. Plus, in my opinion, the way the skeletons are portrayed can sometimes be a bit cartoony, but they're still pretty creative. Also, this movie does do a great job at giving a message of connecting with family. Plus, some of Miguel's relatives almost make me think of my relatives in Sardinia, Italy. Now, while other Pixar films like Toy Story, WALL-E, Brave, or Cars had a few songs in them, they weren't really considered as musicals. So, you could say that Coco is the first Pixar movie to be a musical. The film's score was composed by the great Michael Giacchino, and the songs were written by Germaine Franco, Adrian Molina, Robert Lopez, and Kristen Anderson Lopez. And in my opinion, these songs are just spectacular. To me, the most memorable songs in the movie are Remember Me, Everyone Knows Juanita, Un Poco Loco, The World Es Mi Familia, La Llorona, and Proud Corazon. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, animation, and songs, let's talk about the characters and their voice actors. Our main protagonist, Miguel Rivera, is voiced by Anthony Gonzalez. Miguel is a 12-year-old aspiring musician who struggles against his family's generation's old ban on music. To me, Miguel is a very inspired kid, and I really support his love for music. Plus, Anthony Gonzalez's singing voice really lifts my spirits throughout the movie. Plus, I really like that he never gives up when trying to reconnect with his ancestors in the Land of the Dead. Next we have Dante, a stray Zolo dog Miguel adopted as his pet and best friend. Fun fact, Dante was first introduced in a short called Dante's Lunch. Anyway, I do like this dog. Not only does he remind me of Scooby-Doo, but he's also very playful, energetic, and of course, very silly. Next, we have Hector, a charming trickster in the Land of the Dead, voiced by Gael Garcia Bernal, best known from A Little Bit of Heaven. Hector helps Miguel in his quest to find the missing singer, Ernesto de la Cruz, and escape the Land of the Dead and reunite with his daughter. Spoiler alert, it is revealed that Hector is Miguel's great-great-grandfather. Anyway, I think Hector is a great character while supporting Miguel. Plus, he can be a bit mischievous, sly, and of course, sneaky when going around disguised as a female skeleton named Frida Kahlo. Plus, Hector makes a great singer and musician. Next we have Hector's wife, Mama Imelda, voiced by Alana Ubach, who has been in Legally Blonde, Herbie Fully Loaded, and the 2011 Oscar champion, Rango. Imelda is Miguel's great-great-grandmother. She's the matriarch of the Rivera family and the founder of their successful shoemaking business. Miguel meets Mama Imelda in the land of the dead and discovers that she does not share his passion for music. To me, Imelda can be pretty strict and serious, but at the same time, she can be loving and passionate towards her family. Next we have Pepita, an Alabrege who is affiliated with the Rivera family as their guide protector. Pepita is a cross between a large cat, such as a jaguar, an eagle, and several other animals, including teal ram horns and a striped iguana-like tail. Overall, her body shape is stock in the front and lean in the back. Her back is a deep blue that fades to emerald green across her body, while yellow highlights are scattered among her. Pepita's wings are red, while her underbelly is orange, and she has eagle hind legs with aqua-colored talons. While visiting the land of the living, Pepita takes on the form of a common house cat. However, in my opinion, while Pepita does look pretty cool, she does make me think of the Jacqueline from Elena of Avalor. Next we have Ernesto de la Cruz, the most famous musician in the history of Mexico and Miguel's idol, voiced by Benjamin Bratt, who previously voiced Manny in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and El Macho in Despicable Me 2. Ernesto has dazzled audiences with his good looks and his charm, and was the source of Mexican pride due to his strong morals and his standing up for his fellow Mexicans until his death when a bell fell on him. At first glance, Ernesto presents himself as a charming, wise, and sensible individual who encouraged others to follow their dreams no matter what, making him seem like a good role model. However, it is later revealed that Ernesto was selfish and desperate in life, where his ambitions drove him to murder his best friend Hector with poisoned wine, similar to what Ramsley did to Elizabeth in the Haunted Mansion movie. And of course, Ernesto stole Hector's songbook to achieve fame and glory. His afterlife as a spirit has not only maintained but strengthened his reputation that he will go to malicious lengths to keep it that way. Even Miguel was a liability in his eyes, to the extent that Ernesto would resort to murdering the kid to hide his secret. Next is Miguel's grandmother, Abuelita Elena, voiced by Renee Victor, whom I remember from Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. Elena enforces the ban on music. She loves her family very much and will do anything to protect them. But when she gets angry, she wields a mean flipper. And finally, we have the titular character, Mama Coco, Miguel's great-grandmother, voiced by Ana Ofelia Mirgira. She is a warm-hearted, supportive, and kind woman. However, in this story, she's very old and fragile, but that doesn't stop Miguel from sharing his daily adventures with her. And now, let's move on to my final words. Well, like I said earlier, Coco has got to be the best animated movie of 2017. The animation is beautiful, the songs are captivating, and has a great cast of characters. Plus, I really like how this movie gives a message of reconnecting with family, as well as giving us a new twist on Dia de los Muertos. Even though my only nitpick with this movie is its release date. But anyway, if you folks haven't seen this movie yet, then go see it now. You'll be in for quite a treat. So, with that said, it makes me very proud to award this movie with a full 100%. Well, that's it for today, amigos. But before I go, let's see what Pixar will give us next. Holy mackerel! This is gonna be awesome! Anyway, be sure to join me for my next vlog, where we start my 2017 Christmas marathon with a little revisit to Arendelle. Mustang power!